Wondered why some people seem to live extraordinary and blessed lives, and how some people are always happy no matter the circumstances, and yet for so many that place seems so far away and so difficult to obtain. If you could know their secret, imagine how your life could be. For many people, women in particular, we live comfortable yet mundane existences. If you're married and raising a family and throw in work on top of that as well, life can be a tunnel vision focus on just getting through the day and ticking off all those boxes on your to-do list. That was me. I was one of those women too. Until someone said to me, it's the little moments that make a life big. And with that, I began to open up my vision and expand my awareness to what was around me in my own life and what I had at the time. And I made the promise to myself to take my ordinary life and live it extraordinarily. I live the most serenely joyous and beautiful life, but it hasn't always been that way. It wasn't that long ago that I was running a big company with my husband in the mining industry, and I was just so wrapped up in working all the time. I have a home office and I was spending all day and most of the nights as well stuck in that office, and I was never getting out to do the things I really wanted to do and follow my passions and the things that fed my soul. And most of all, I was missing out on time with my growing baby daughter. And then the year that my husband and I separated and then divorced, you could have tracked the seasons on my soul. Those distinct 4 seasons were a direct reflection of me. As the leaves turned burnished brown and lost colour and fell to the ground, I was lost amongst them. I was falling, drifting into despair, just like the leaves from the trees. When the branches were bare, the snow that came iced over my own soul. I felt as bare and broken as the cold branches in an unforgiving, icy wind. By springtime, my life felt as wild and out of control as my overgrown lawn. I had stopped caring for my property as I had stopped caring for myself. My unruly gardens were a direct reflection of me. And then somewhere, somehow, somewhere in there, something inside of me snapped, and I decided I needed to change. I realised that I couldn't remember anything about the whole past year, except that it was long and hard, and I no longer felt the same. And with that decision to change, the first thing I did was sweep my baby daughter into my arms and tell her about Lucia time. You see, Lucia is her name. That no matter how busy Mummy was, that we would spend at least 1 hour together every day doing whatever it was she wanted to do. And then I went out into the fields and I promised my horses that I would run in the paddocks with them once again and just sit and brush their manes and tails like I used to. And I began to care for orphaned and injured native animals with the hope that I would be able to return them to the wild where they belonged. And I made the promise to myself that I would start looking after myself again. I would run and exercise and feed my body with healthy and nutritious food. And I would take leisurely, slow breakfasts outside each morning if the sun was shining high and reacquaint myself with the birds again. I would live extraordinarily in the simplest of ways. I'd make magic in my own backyard. And out of all the things I did, the one that was to make the most difference was that I started a joy book. Each day I would find one thing, just one thing, that would silently take my breath away. This was what was to expand my awareness to the simple fact that my life was extraordinary exactly as it was. And I encourage you to begin your own joy book as well. And even on those very, very busy times, and trust me with the work that I do, sometimes it does get pretty busy. I never forget to stop and just breathe in the moments and to look for something beautiful, enriching, satisfying and extraordinary in each and every day. And that is the essence of the year of living extraordinarily. You too can have it as well. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, or how much money you have. You can take your seemingly ordinary life and make it the most extraordinary gift you'll ever have. You don't have to go jumping out of aeroplanes, climbing Mount Everest, or packing up and running off to France to live in a villa and cavort with Frenchmen half your age to have the most beautiful, amazing and fulfilling life. It's the little things that make life big. That's the secret. That your life is extraordinary exactly where it is. My name's Vanessa Talbot, and I'm asking you to join me at the Year of Living Extraordinarily and make the promise to yourself to take your everyday life and live it always in the most extraordinary of ways. Imagine how your life can be. This is your year, the year of living extraordinarily.